Hey guys, NNKH here again with another fast-paced review video. This one on another jump starter, and actually going to be giving one of them away to you guys. But let me make a quick disclaimer. Watch out for all the scammers jumping down in the comments using my profile pics. I've been having a real problem with this. The only way you can win is by the specific instructions I give you toward the end of this video. And if anybody comments back to you, you don't see the check mark, it's not me. It's somebody imitating me. Or impersonating me, should I say. That being said, we'll talk more about the giveaway later, and let's check this out. It's the VTOMAN V8 model, so VTOMAN, however you want to say it. It's a 2000 amp jump starter. Also like auxiliary backup battery for charging your phone and such. Rated for up to an 8-liter gas engine or 6-liter diesel is what they advertise. And I'll get you a better image of kind of the fine print later, but you do have the LED indicator instructions on the side of this. I did pull this out of the box last night and just fire it up, or charge it up, not fire it up. It comes in a real nice package. I like it. You got a lanyard for if you want to tie it on to something. It's plenty lightweight. Let's take a look inside. Nice action on that zipper. And comes wrapped in plastic. You can just pull up on that, slide her on out. Very lightweight unit. I like that it has a compass. I did go ahead and check this, and it was accurate. You have an LED light on the front, and one thing I really like off the rip on this is that it has like an analog on-off switch, I guess we'd call it. A lot of them you have to press a button, hold it for 3 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever. This, if you want to charge out of these ports, you got your 5 volt or 9 volts. That's like for high output charging, and then a 5 volt 2.1 amp. And then you have a 12 volt 10 amp, the input for charging it, and then your battery percentage. Right here is the engine start port. You just pop that open and you can plug the jumper leads, which seem very high quality. Nice action on them. Got a booster on it, so it probably has a relay built in. We'll be taking a look at that more. And then this is your 12 volt charger, so if you want to charge it inside your car, that has the adapter that plugs in for charging this. And this is the 12 volt outlet, so if you want to plug anything in it that uses a cigarette lighter adapter, you got that. And then a USB-C cable for charging your phone. Let's go ahead and try that out real quick. I'll plug my phone into it, does nothing unless I turn it on, and then it immediately goes, it shows it's on quick charge now. It's putting out, and it says 26 minutes till full charge. Now let's see if I slide over to the next port, what happens. Yeah, so that's not the quick charge, and now it says 29 minutes till full charge. It's also got its specifications on the back. Model V8, capacity 6.66 watt hours. Starting current is 500 amps at 3 seconds or 300 amps for 5 seconds. And peak current 2000 amp. Max input 15 volts at 1 amp for charging it, and max output, it just shows 5 volt 9 volt port, 5 volt at 2.1 amp like I already showed you, and then the 12 volt is rated for 10 amps. Let's go try out the jump start feature. I got just the thing tried on. This Onan CMQD 10,000. This will be perfect to try because I know the battery it's hooked to is pretty darn beat. But to verify that, we'll hook up this Ansel battery tester first, see how many cold cranking amps it's got. I don't know how well you'll be able to see the screen, but 12 volts, cold cranking amps. I'll leave it at 805, it doesn't matter. Let's see what it comes up with. So 12.66 volts, state of charge 86%, 271 cold cranking amps. So actually, that might fire this generator up. Let's see real quick. Now for this thing, you go ahead and hit down for stop to prime the fuel system. Right, sounds like no air bubbles in there, and then you just hold this down and it should fire up. Oh, try it again. See, so if it doesn't have enough cranking amps, it just stops trying. It won't even go. And I could sit here all day trying to hold this, and you see it's just gotten worse. So that battery shot. Let's hook this thing up. Leave the switch off since I think that's only for the outlets on here, but let's find out. Take your dust cap off, and then this is keyed, so you can't plug it in backwards. 100% came on, so I assume it's working. We're gonna do a crazy test first. I want to hook these up together to imitate, somebody doing something wrong. And now I'm gonna hit boost and see what it does. All right, nothing. See, it's just a red light coming on. So these LED lights, there's sequences that mean things, and I'll plug that in right here on the screen, or maybe over here, so you can view what the meanings are. But now let's take these off and try that. and it clicked and it's green. So it sounds like there's a little relay in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the battery now. Hopefully you guys can see all right, but now what I'm gonna try to do is hook it up backwards and see what happens before we do anything. See if we, make sure these functions work. Here we go. All right, so it's just beeping at me and the red light's on. All right, so that's great. Make sure that function works good, since, in case somebody hooks it up backwards. The red light's still on. Let's see if we hook it up proper polarity now. Here we go, it turned green. I didn't hear it click, but let's see if it's boosting right now. I'll go ahead and try to start it. It's hooked up. And here we go. Okay. Boom. Fired right up. So it had plenty of juice. With that, I'll do it a couple more times. There it is. All right, so that works well for this, and this little Kubota does take a lot of juice. Those 3 starts brought it down to 92%. What I'm doing now is I plugged it in without the battery. I hit the boost, so it's juicing it, and I don't think it's going to start. This is going to be way too much current for it, but let's find out what happens if the overload function works. Holding the switch. Oh, all right, hold on, the green light went off, so that must auto time. You have to press that boosts it, and then hold this. All right, well, it didn't overload it, but it won't start it. Nah, so you do need, it almost wants to go too. Oh, there it goes. So now it's flashing green and red, and that means this has been overloaded. Too many starts over, too many cranking amps pumping through it. It's trying to protect the battery inside, which is good. You don't want to hurt the thing. It's not meant for that. And let's give this puppy one more test. This is on the Dauntless Deathtrap Jeep I did a video on a while back. Plug a link to it up here. Got the Dauntless V6, which probably won't start since I don't have fuel hooked up, but it will be a good cranking show for you, and a good test. Let's test this battery again, see what we're at. Same battery I dropped in here. She's showing 297 cranking amps, so hooking this up actually seems to have boosted the battery, or maybe just running there. Let's see what the crank sounds like without the jump pack. It's got this kind of jerry-rigged up in here. Let's see, this wire goes right here. We're in neutral, right? Yep, okay. All right, that's your crank. You guys heard that. It rolled over a few times, and it took a jump pack up. You guys heard that. I'm gonna say that was probably, what was that, 5 seconds? You guys don't see it in the video, but it held a good long crank, and then it slowed down. We're still showing green light. Let's see if it's still got more juice in it until it overloads. I mean, I'm kind of curious. That's pretty good. I don't want to stress her out too bad, but it didn't overload, and that dropped this from 88% down to 84%. Let me take this off so you guys can hear what it sounds like. Maybe it did bring some new life back to the battery. Well, there you go. If that's not a good example, I mean, you heard that crank. Now let's see if it'll fire up or not. I think there might be enough gas in this carburetor if I hit the pumper. She certainly did the trick to get this old tired motor started up. I mean, this thing, if you guys had seen the videos, it's in pretty bad shape. Now this is slightly warm, and the battery pack just slightly warm to the touch. Not hot by any means, the cables aren't hot. So I'm gonna have to say this works pretty decent, but probably for light duty applications. Like, you're not gonna hook this directly up to this and start the engine. I mean, I can show you guys what it'll do. You can find out. Wow, actually, I'm pretty impressed. Without the battery attached, it's still cranking this motor over. Let's just see if it fires it up real quick. Oh yeah, it did start it up, but you see what happened is it timed out. So you're never gonna like use this in place of a battery, but it's pretty impressive since some of the other jump starters I've used do not have enough power to do that at all. You saw it didn't have enough power to start the diesel Kubota, but it did for this little engine. And now it's a little hotter now. I was pulling a lot of juice through these little cables. You know, something I didn't show you guys, this does come with a compass on it, which I just verified is accurate. And with the power switch on, if you double press the power button, look at that, you get like emergency red flashing light for if you're on the side of the road. And then let's see, if you press it again, it goes off. Now if you hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, you get one LED light, which is pretty darn bright. Press it again, it's flashing. Press it a third time and you get a slower strobe. Then press it again, or simply hit the off switch and it turns off. Go ahead and plug this into the wall now to charge it. Input, and yep, flashing 74%. So that's pretty incredible with all that cranking on the Jeep and the diesel engine that we only dropped 25%. That's way, like, for instance, this Gulu over here, this I've started my Cummins diesel with it without any batteries, and I don't think, it's 4,000 amp. I don't think this could do that. It's not rated for that. That's really abuse on it. But this one, when you start cars, it drops like a ton of percentage off the rip. I mean, you'll shed 20% with maybe 2 or 3 starts. This one seems to meter its energy better. Like, it doesn't give you a huge blast and just dump the whole battery out, which is kind of nice if you plan on using it for a mild, jump starts. I mean, most cars are going to fire up with a jump. Like, that Jeep was just an example to show you some abuse on this. I'll let you know right here how long it takes to get back up to 100%. And I will say there's one thing I really don't like about this, and that's that you can't charge it with USB micro or USB-C. You do have to have this special plug and adapter with you. But if you're carrying it in your car and you bring the 12-volt adapter, that's not really going to be an issue. I do like to see when you can charge them with USB-C, like that's the way the Gulu is. That being said, I'm overall pretty impressed with this little unit, and the best part is it's only like 72 bucks on Amazon last time I checked. If you wanted to get, say, the Gulu, that's triple the price. And now for the giveaway, very simple instructions. You do have to live in the lower 48 states because shipping the batteries to like Australia or Canada turns out to be kind of a pain in the butt and pretty expensive. So if you do live in the lower 48, all you got to do is drop a comment down below, and I will not be asking you for any money or reach out to me on Telegram app or any of that junk. I'm not on that. The only way you're gonna know that you won is 7 days later, approximately. I will comment back to one of you random guys that comment to me, and let's see, I'm gonna say, what's the code word? And you're gonna have to respond with VTOMAN, the brand of the jump starter. And then I'll give you further instructions. I'll probably ask you to, just shoot me an email, which you can find in the About section on my main YouTube channel page, or hit me up on Facebook at No Nonsense Know How, Instagram under the same handle. But none of that BS because some of you guys are, falling for the scams. And I that being said, good luck winning the VTOMAN. Hopefully I covered everything about it in the video. It's very hot and sticky out today. And thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I hope to see you in another one. No Nonsense Know How, RRM, reviews, what does it stand for? Repairs, reviews, and more, right? I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks so much. Like always, just a quick glance through the owner's manual. Some of you guys like to see that. You can pause on any of these pages if you want to see it. So if you guys want to read through that and you don't have any questions, I don't know why I'm still talking. I always do that. Just feel like when the camera's on, you got to say something, right? There's your tech specs, measurements and everything. Looks like no toxic and harmful substances. Hopefully you can pause that, see it. Customer service. Don't see a phone number on there. Support at VTOMAN.com.